Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Monday, August 25th, day 49. End of the 7th week in the Big Brother house. And we have a Power Veto winner. We have lots of drama, which I won't be able to get to all of it. There's been so much. And we have a Power Veto meeting coming up this afternoon. So, when I left you last, I believe the Power Veto players may have been selected, but the Power Veto had not been played. And the Power Veto was played late on Saturday. It finished up at it was about 2 a.m. Eastern time, I think, like Sunday morning technically, and the winner was Mickey. So let's remember, Mickey is nominated. Mickey, Ava, and Kelly are nominated. Mickey was the target, and Mickey is now going to be safe. She won the power of veto. So that proceeded to leave Vincent in all-night, late-night discussions with Morgan about options. Vince really, I think I'd mentioned it. He was considering nominating Rachel and then decided that no, but he was keeping her in the back of his mind. Well, now that came up even more. This I was like, well, now I got to take, Mickey's going to come off. Who am I going to put up? And he strongly is considering Rachel. And Morgan is trying to keep the Judges Alliance together. So she was pushing against that most of the night, talking about why it's good to stay with the Judges Alliance and make it work and all this kind of stuff. So she stayed up with Vince until I do not remember what time. It was probably 5 or 6 a.m. So Vince goes to sleep. Big Brother wakes him up at roughly 9 a.m. and Morgan is right back up in the room talking to him. And he is just like, his pictures, it's just him just with his eyes half open, like, what is going on here? And while she's talking to him. And not that this is hurting her game. He's okay with it. He's not complaining about her, more other people too. But that was kind of the theme. Vince was right back on it with people talking to him. And it just went on all day long. They did get the backyard, by the way. They get the backyard back yesterday. So they're back in the backyard yesterday. And that was all Sunday. All kinds of conversations. Yeah, Sunday the conversations are going on. There was also, one of the things, Ashley did some cam talking where she talked about how she's got this dumb act going. And so she's having a hard time keeping it up, but she's still working on it. She's trying to. The back and forth that was going on was just constant all day long. And I kind of tuned out for good chunks of it because nothing seemed to be changing. I would just see different people talking to Vince and pulling his ear and trying to talk about who he should renom. And he was going through, he's pretty open about it, honestly. He would be like, well, I got this half of the house that wants me to do this. I got this half of the house that wants me to do this. And these are the pros and the cons. And no matter what I do, I'm going to piss off half the house. Well, that's true, Vince. You are. The fun part of the night probably came. Oh, by the way, yesterday was Lauren's birthday as well, which barely got touched on. And they got pool floaties. They did get alcohol. They did have party hats. So all that stuff went on. The funnest part of the night, if you want to say fun for the drama side of it, was during dinner. And I'm going to try to tell this as best I can and get it all in order. It won't. Maybe a fraction of it will make the TV show. During dinner, Ava said they needed to go around and say nice things about each other. And so they were doing that. I did not see this stuff. I heard about it in the retells. They were doing that. And apparently while Vince was doing his one or whatever, Rachel poured some wine. And after that, Kelly made a comment to some people that it was rude of Rachel, or that Rachel had had enough of Vincent's talk, or I'm just not 100% sure what she said, but it sounds like it was a typical Kelly pot stirring moment where she was just trying to sow some drama and point out something that Rachel did. And that was that, right? It moved on. I didn't see it happen. What I did see, I was watching Ashley and Morgan having whispered conversations in the have not room, and I can't remember what it was about. Whatever it was about, they were talking. It was obvious they were conspiring, and anytime somebody walks into a room where people are conspiring, they quickly kind of cover up what they were doing to say they were talking about something else, right? Rachel opens the door, comes in, and they kind of turn on oh hi, and I think Ashley's we were just talking about how Kelly said that you poured the wine because you were sick of Vince, and Kelly's or Rachel's being like, what? I should just go out there and confront her right now because I've had enough. And I don't think Ashley meant to throw a grenade like she did, but that's kind of what ended up happening. And trust me, I am giving you the super short version of this. Rachel did not go out and confront Kelly, but she was aware of it, and she talked to other people. She talked to Vince for a good chunk of time about this. And in part of that conversation, which, yeah, here's a topic I wanted to touch on. Part of that conversation, Rachel's telling Vince about it, and Vince is talking about how, he's conflicted, and people are telling him he should get rid of her and they should take that shot, and she's this and that. And Rachel was just very much like, that's exactly why you should keep you. Oh, I know. Rachel said that Kelly said, I'm sorry, I hate when I have to do this. Rachel said that Vincent said that Kelly said that Rachel said. Got it? So this is Vincent relaying something Kelly said, quoting Rachel. That Rachel said, I'm not going to be in jury. I'm either going to be in the final two seats or I'm going to be out before jury. Rachel did say exactly that at one point. Now, Rachel said, are you crazy? You think I'd ever say anything like that? I've been in doing reality shows for 15 years. I've done 18 reality shows, yada, yada. That's when I started I hate this. I hate an alumni being in who starts flaunting their record as a reason to trust them or as a reason not to get rid of them. And side note, here's something I want to expand on, but I'm going to forget to say it if I don't, because I get back to the Kelly story. I was thinking about this, and Rachel, you only need 4 votes to win, right? So if you make the jury, but you do not make the final 2, and Rachel is one of the 2 people in that seat, and you know that she is a reality, some would say, star, that she is involved in casting reality shows, and you have a hankering to be on reality shows, like Keanu, for example. Are you going to vote against Rachel, or are you going to and vote for the person who got you out? Or are you going to vote for Rachel to keep her happy so that she thinks fondly of you when you go to try to be on a reality show that she's involved with, or when she needs to put in a good word for you? This is even more why I have a big problem with bringing in someone of this level with a bunch of newbies, many of which have hopes to be involved in reality TV or social media or anything that Rachel could help them with. That's where I have a problem with it. The influence she could have. So now let's go back to the story. So Rachel went all off about Kelly. So that was more fuel to the fire for Rachel, probably. Fast forward a little bit later. Rachel also said, I'm going to go to bed, right? I'm just going to go to bed. We'll talk tomorrow. Fast forward a little bit later, and Rachel is out in a hammock talking with people, but she goes inside for a minute. Kelly comes out. I don't know how it happened. Maybe Kelly was sitting on the hammock, or maybe she hadn't been. But Rachel tells her you can't sit there there's no space there, or that's my spot or something. Basically forces Kelly to sit on the ground instead of in the hammock. And then Kelly gets ready to leave says she's leaving to go to bed maybe or whatever, and gives hugs to like Mickey and goes in for a hug with Rachel, and Rachel's like, I don't need a hug. And then Kelly made some comment about maybe being on strike from cleaning. Is that why Rachel's mad at her? And Rachel made a snarky remark about that. Anyways, Kelly went inside, ran up to the head of household room to tell Vince, who is in the diary room. Vince was in the diary room for like, I think 3 hours or 2 or 3 hours, quite a while. And so she hid out in the diary in the head of household room, crying to both Vince and to others that came and went. Eventually, I think she talked to Vince. I'm not even sure. It was major Kelly drama, saying that Rachel was a bully for the way she treated her, and she's never been treated like that. I think Kelly's been treated much worse. I think that was just Kelly drama. But that was major drama that may or may not make the show. I don't know. But that was a huge part of last night, calling it Winegate. Oh, the whole point was, Rachel said she also, in part of these retells, Rachel went and got a White Claw, which is another alcoholic beverage, and she ended up pouring it down the sink, she tells people, because she didn't really want it. She just didn't want Kelly to have it. I don't think Kelly ever heard that part, but that was part of the story that Rachel was telling and taking great glee in explaining to people. She's petty, etc., etc. So that all went on. Okay, now that was going on when I went to bed. So then I get up this morning and do a quick skim, try to catch up and see what I've missed. And I haven't missed a ton, other than apparently Mickey and Keanu were vying for time with Vince in his head of household room, to the point where, once again, up until like, I don't know, 7 a.m. Eastern time, or 4 a.m., 3:30, 4 a.m., whatever it was, Mickey was in the head of household room talking to Vince, and then turns around and it's Keanu goes up and talks to Vince. So it's just like, he just crazy. Vincent is getting absolutely no sleep right now. He is burning the candle at both ends, and it is showing. He's got a meeting today, and he's got to make a decision. I have no idea. He's probably, I don't know if I've mentioned it, he's probably going to put up Catherine. That's probably what he's going to end up doing. It's between Catherine and Rachel, and I think he's going to put up Catherine. I just can't see him. I just can't see him deciding to pull the trigger, especially with all the pressure that Rachel's been putting on him and throwing around her weight, right? And the diary room probably doesn't want to take the chance that Rachel goes, because I think she would go. I think if she's on that block Thursday night, if she got renominated, didn't win the blockbuster. Wow, I actually said it right that time. That I think that she would be the one to get voted out. I think production wants to keep her around through the jury. They want to keep her in. As a matter of fact, Rachel even said as much. She said, "You think they want me to leave early or something, or what, before the jury?" And by they, I'm pretty sure she was talking about production. I was like, really? You're going that far to throw that out there? So I'm trying to wrap it up here and trying to figure out the late night conversations. The power veto meeting is happening at probably, it's always in the early afternoon. But Vincent's going to have several hours whenever he gets woken up to do more talk with people and to negotiate or to decide. I think in the end he's going to put up Catherine. So we'll have Catherine and Mickey, Catherine and Kelly and Ava on the block. And it's probably going to be Kelly. But people may throw out Catherine just because it's an easy vote. I'm not sure. But let's wait. Let's wait until we get to that. Let's just wait a few seconds here, right? Let me think. If there's anything else I've missed. I actually had a short little list, but I don't see anything. I got through that amazingly. I know there's something I missed though, but I can't cover it all. I just can't. There's so much went on over. I was not expecting it to be that busy of a Sunday when it was. The TV show. They did a half hour Unlocked last night, as opposed to, I thought they were going to do an hour. Someone said they were originally and they cut it short, but it was a half hour. They had a countdown timer running because people were probably tuning in expecting to see Big Brother, and they were seeing they were seeing a Big Brother highlight show, kind of. I don't know. I could see them pulling something like that in the future. I could see them making Sunday night a mixed summary show with Taylor and Derek's fun commentary, and Boston Rob was on it, and they brought back Jerry O'Connell for a quick bit too. They did a little visit with Will's family. There was a lot going on that show in half an hour, and I could see them doing something like that. I really could. I don't know, but maybe they'll go back to Friday night in 2 weeks. I don't remember what the schedule is. I gotta think. Nope, I think that's about it. I think I've covered as much as I possibly can in this short little bit. It is, again, Monday morning. We've got 4 days until eviction. And if I had to predict right now, I'd say Kelly will get evicted, but we have to get through power veto and see if Vince does. I think Vince should put up Rachel. I do. I'm not a big, I want to see Rachel through to the end thing, which a lot of people online are. And it's not that I'm against Rachel, but I have a problem with the amount of influence. It doesn't matter who it is. I would have said this about any alumni they brought back. I just feel like it's just too much power. And I mean, I think she's going to be in the final 2 seats. That's the truth. So we'll have to see what happens. Everybody have a good Monday morning. I'm done talking to myself, and we will talk to you all later. And I'll talk to myself more later. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Did you know using your browser in incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? Take back your privacy with IPVanish VPN. Just one tap and all your data, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be instantly protected. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. Use IPVanish on all your devices, anytime you go online at home, and especially on public Wi-Fi. Get IPVanish now for 70% off a yearly plan with this exclusive offer at ipvanish.com/audio.